Hello friends, today I'm going to demonstrate about PLSQL triggers and cursors. So what is a trigger? A trigger is a special kind of stored procedure that is executed when an event such as updation, deletion and insertion occur in your database. So it can give you errors. Uh, so what is a cursor? A cursor enables manipulation of whole result set at once. So there may be many result sets and you need to manipulate total result set, so their cursor can be used, and the cursor make it possible to define a result set as a set of rows and perform complex logic on a row by row basis. So basically cursor works on row by row basis. Now here is my first query that is asking me to create a trigger that will not allow insert, update and delete operation on a supply table. So my answer is create a replace trigger name tt before, that is before update, insert or delete. So insert or update or delete on supplier, that is my table name, for each row. Then I begin my execution section, begin. Then if inserting or deleting or updating, then raise application error. So error number, and this is my error, that is this operation cannot be done. So here you can see the trigger is created. The second one is asking me to raise an use-defined error message that does not allow updating of order table. So this is also the same. So create a replace trigger T2 before update on orders, that is the table name, for each row, begin. If updating, then raise the application error and end. So once we are done, if we want to update, so trigger is created, and if we want to update it, it is saying updation is not possible. So trigger is executing. The next one is asking me to write a PLSQL script to display the supply details who has rating greater than 3. So it's a simple procedure, and so I write create a replace procedure. Then my output should be the supply details, so SID, name and gender with their data types. Then I begin. So is begin, that is the execution section. So select SID, SNAME, gender into SID, SNAME and gender of this procedure from suppliers table where rating is equal to 1. I have given, you can give rating greater than equal to 3 also. So when I do this, my procedure is created, and after that I have to pass this procedure values, pass the parameters. So once I do it, I get my result here. So as you can see, the procedure is created and this is the required result. The next one is asking me to display the product name whose order quantity is greater than 10 using cursor. So here I have to declare a cursor. So declare cursor is a keyword. Cursor name is, then select product description. So product name is in product description attribute from the product P and order line O, where now this is the query where product ID of P is equal to O dot or product ID and the order quantity is greater than 10. So again I begin, and then the output is the products will be displayed. The products are for the product in quantity 10. So here the cursor is working. Then I create a loop. Then the output line product description will be displayed. So here is it. The next one is asking me to warn the supplied warn when the supplied quantity is greater than the ordered quantity. So create or replace a trigger before insert on supply table for each row. Then I declare the two variables and a cursor is created. Then I have to write the query. So select order quantity as OQT here and new order quantity as SQT from suppliers and order line where these two attributes are common. So order product ID is equal to new dot product ID. Then I begin. Then for this cursor I create a loop. So if this quantity is greater than O dot quantity, so this quantity, it is the old and new quantities compared, then I'll raise the application error, and then I end my end loop, I end my if loop, and then I end the loop for cursors. When you can see trigger is created, and when I do insertion, so it's failed, so the trigger is working. Then last one is asking me to write a trigger to update the order table whenever the customer ID is updated in the customer table. So here we use two tables. So create a request trigger name after update of customer ID on customer table for each row, then begin the execution. So update orders. So after updation of customer ID, so we update the orders. Set customer ID equal to new customer ID, where customer ID is equal to old customer ID. So, and I have to create the output. So the VMS output line, and after we are done, here you can see the trigger is created. So once we update, the rows are updated. So these were some of the operations based on triggers and cursors. Thank you.